So, what does a corner in Arizona, a whole bunch of cheese, and a crazy arch made of elk antlers have to do with leading up to see one of the most beautiful sunsets you'll ever see? Well, this is the misadventures of Rich and Cindy, and we want to bring you along with our adventure. So, do us a big favor and subscribe to our channel and like our video, and let's get going. So we start this adventure in our hometown of Houston and travel northwest until we arrive at the grand metropolis of Amarillo, Texas. Now, anyone that's been to Amarillo has seen the wind farms that stretch the horizon. These are just amazing to look at because they're just massive and they go on forever. But from Amarillo, we drove through New Mexico, into Arizona, and to the town of Winslow. So this corner might sound familiar if you know the Eagles song, Take It Easy. Of course, I'm standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. It's a mighty fine sight to see. Of course, you have to be careful because there's a part of that song where he's thinking about a few women. And of course, for me, I'm only thinking of one woman. Now, what's also interesting about this area is it's on Route 66, the old famous Route 66. So it's got some interesting history of both places. And of course, we ended the day with this unbelievable sunset. But after we stopped there in Winslow, we visited family in Flagstaff, Arizona. We traveled up and over into Las Vegas, where we visited more family, over to Cedar City, Utah, visiting more family, and then ended in this jewel of a place called Beaver, Utah. And it is called The Creamery in Beaver, Utah. And this place is famous for cheese.
Gromit, that's it, cheese. We'll go somewhere where there's cheese.
And of course, they have an ice creamery. So if you got to hunker in for some fun flavored ice cream, this is the place for you. Of course, they've got other fun stuff like kitchen decorations and apparel. And of course, some fun bulk candies, some sausages, other things that go well with cheese. But cheese is the ultimate winner here, and you can get awesome different flavored curd. But the real reason why we showed up was for their kitchen. And this kitchen is no ordinary kitchen. They make everything related to cheese. And for us, what we decided to order was their famous grilled cheese sandwich. Yep, there they blow. Both Cindy and I both wanted one. And here we are. And what would make a grilled cheese sandwich even better? Dipping it into hot tomato soup. Ooh, mama. And is there anything more American than this? Grilled cheese sandwich, dipping it in tomato soup. Ooh-wee. And of course, we had to go home with a little bit of cheese curd ourselves. Thank you, Creamery. We then hit the road, visiting family in Salt Lake City, and then ended up going down the beautiful Highway 34 in Idaho. And boy, did the fall colors impress.
Music play, 'cause life is still a mystery.
There is nothing like Jackson Hole, Wyoming for just cool Western vibes. Anyway, we're going to walk up to a park up here that's famous for its elk antlers, I believe. And so we'll give it a shot to show you it. Of course, there's some really cool art that you'll find in Jackson. Also, these are just public statues that you can see as you're walking towards the main park. So these antler arches actually have a pretty interesting story. This square, as a sign says, in the early days was a shrubby area strewn with rocks and sagebrush. And often one would find elk huddled up and bunched up with the town cows grazing in the square. So every year they build these arches out of elk shedded antlers. And so it's just kind of a fun little thing that they do here in Jackson Hole, the main square. And of course, Jackson Hole has a lot of other things to do, including their skiing. As you can see here, the mountain has its ski runs. And of course, all the little rustic, fun little shops that you can pop in and do some really kind of funny shopping. One of the things that we thought was neatest is the art museums and the just unusual stores that they had. Of course, the food here was wonderful, and you can never get enough ice cream. But of course, we came mainly to see the beautiful Grand Tetons, which are part of the Grand Teton National Park. And this has to be one of the most beautiful areas in the entire United States. And if you've ever been there, I think you'll agree with us that it's just breathtaking. Now, this little trail was something that Cindy really wanted to go down. She knew we could get a better view. And I was impressed. She knew exactly what she was doing, because you turn a little corner and this is what you're going to get. And this is what we came for. This view, sending you exactly where to go. And I have to admit that this sunset that we were given was unbelievable. It just got better and better as the evening progressed, until it became like a sky of fire. And this is why we travel, so that we have memories like this. Are you happy?
Yes.
So thanks for following along. You could help us out by subscribing and liking this video. And we will see you on our next part of our adventure. Ciao.